Hi, I'm Clementine from Books with Clementine, and I am doing the Reading Habits book tag today. I'm not sure who the original creator of this tag is, and I think the video has been privated, but it's been going on for at least 9 years. It has been done by a lot of booktube creators, and I really think it's a fun tag, so I wanted to do it. So here we go. Number 1, where do you read? I read mostly at home, either on my sofa in the living room or in bed before bedtime, but I will also read in public transportation or at a cafe if I have a little bit of time. 2, do you use a bookmark or a random piece of paper? For this one, I will just show you my bookmark collection, so you can clearly see that yes, I prefer to use bookmarks for sure. I love having different colors of bookmarks and different styles, so I can choose a bookmark that fits with the book cover. But I do sometimes use a book receipt if I buy a book at the bookstore and want to read it before I go home, but I will immediately choose from my bookmarks collection to find a nice one for this. Number 3, can you stop reading or do you have to wait until the end of a chapter? If I don't wait until the end of a chapter to stop, it's a really good sign that I hate the book. Unless the house burns down, I will finish a chapter. For my brain, it works better. Sometimes I'm a little bit annoyed because the chapter ends are not really ends of a scene, and I'm like, why did you do this? But that's okay. Number 4, do you eat and drink whilst reading? I usually have some drink to hydrate while I do a reading session. I usually have either water bottle or some tea, coffee, etc. Eating, not usually. I've had in the past some unfortunate smudges of chocolate, for example, happening in my books when I was younger. I'm very clumsy, so I stopped doing that because I care about my books. So I now usually will take a short break at the end of a chapter to drink and eat some chocolate, and then I'll get back to the book. Number 5, can you multitask while reading? It happens when I read physically that I will bring the book to stop the washing machine or get another one going or something like this, but I will usually put the book down and then do it. I think it happens more often when I have an e-reader, but obviously I also read a lot of audiobooks, so for this I can do a lot of chores like laundry, folding, etc. while listening to audiobooks. I do also some puzzling, some crochet, some cozy gaming, also like Stardew Valley works well with audiobooks for me. Number 6, one book at a time or several? Several books at a time, nearly always. It actually makes me feel weird now when I don't have several books at a time because I usually end up having several books. I think it's also because I do have some buddy reads where I read like 50 to 100 pages a day, and then I will maybe read some other book, or if I have a book on audio and I have a book on my e-reader, I have them at different times of the day. I sometimes also end up pausing a book for a few days because I need to have a break from it, so I read something else. So I usually have a few books. I think the minimum for me usually is 2, but I think the most I had was 6 currently read at the same time, and that was a bit much for me. So I think 3, 4 books at the same time is plenty. I don't like to go above that, and I try not to. Number 7, reading at home or reading everywhere? I think my answer of where do you read might have answered that for you, but everywhere. Even when I was a kid, it was really hard for me to get out of the house without a book. I even have a rule for me, bags have to be at least big enough for me to carry my e-reader. It would be better if they can carry a book. I read everywhere. Every time I have like a little bit of weight. If I'm meeting a friend, for example, I will take public transport, read in the train, and then arrive early like I usually do and wait for this person while reading. Of course, why not? You have 5 minutes. You're gonna waste it. Of course not. 8. Reading out loud or silently in your head. Mostly I read silently in my head. I think the only times I will read out loud is if I don't have access to the audiobook and there is a word, a location, or a name I'm not familiar with, and I will try to read it out loud to sound it out and see what feels right. Although nowadays I will say that I will usually look online so I can check the pronunciation, because otherwise I will have this idea of how it's pronounced and it will be hard for me to talk about it with you guys, because you will not understand it, especially if you've read the audiobook. Number 9, do you read ahead or skip pages? Never skip pages. Never. Ever. The only times I've accidentally skipped pages and I spoiled myself, so I never do that. I can't do that. Even if, for example, there's a very huge description scene and I don't see anything, like I usually don't, I will still read through this description. I will hate myself reading this, and I might not retain anything from what I read, but I will read it. Number 10, breaking the spines or keeping your books like new. Having bought UK paperbacks that are very stiff, I am no stranger to having broken some book spines, but I hate it. So I will read, for example, a book like this to avoid breaking the book spine as much as possible and have the book as in pristine a condition as I can. And there you have it. This was the Reading Habits book tag. With this, I will stop rambling, get back to reading, and I'll see you in the next one.